Hey everybody, Chris Pirillo here, your tech coach of 12 Coaches with Chris Widener, and he's the personal development coach.
Yes, I
I
want to
thought
do
you were
this because
the.
I love watching you do this all the time. I want to, hey everybody, it's Chris Widener.
No, actually, I say hello world sometimes.
Oh, I haven't seen that much.
Well, I do those for the geekier videos because
Oh,
it's a geeky thing. Like when you're learning how to
yeah,
program,
I
you
can
type
see
in
that.
hello world as the first command, and so I'll start it.
I
It's a
am
very
I
geeky
am
thing.
really not a geek
I
because
know.
I have never even heard that.
But you do have a question about apps.
I do. So apps are all the rage, and you should have an app, and people are already approaching me. You should have an app, and then you think, okay, what's an app cost? 20 grand, 10 grand, 5 grand. And then I got some people that pitch me on like these $600 apps or whatever. First of all, should small businesses really be thinking about getting an app for their business? And second of all, it sounds to me like you have a great little app or program or something that can help them get an app for their business.
So, yeah, not every business would necessarily need an application. The key, though, if they have a website, is that that website is optimized for screens that
Mobile.
are small. It's what would be called, if you were to talk to a web designer, responsive design, or the design would basically modify itself to be optimized for whichever screen you're using, whether you're using this screen, this computer screen, this computer screen. A responsive web design would be the best bet
Okay.
if you're trying to move your website from where it is to
Right.
having an application.
Right.
Having an app isn't necessarily for everybody. It depends on what your business is and what you're doing with it. What are you needing to do with it? I do have an application that I had not even considered because it can be very, very expensive to develop an app. I mean, you could find a developer, and if it costs you a lot of money, it doesn't mean that you're going to have a great app. But most good apps are going to cost a lot of money, and
Yeah.
you may never see return on that
I had a
particular
simple,
investment.
simple app idea, put it, I think, on Elance or something like that, and the least that was quoted to me was like $1,200.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes you get what you pay for. Sometimes
Right.
you get a
But
bargain.
this was a
but it's
simple,
all
simple app.
doesn't matter.
This wasn't a. I'm just saying this wasn't a
Well,
big one. So
right.
big ones can run into big dollars.
But simple and deceptively simple. I mean,
Right,
to make
right.
something simple, it can be very complex. But this particular service was recommended to me, and I've been using it for quite some time. Something called Mobile Roadie. And let me go ahead and zoom in here. Mobile Roadie. If I can get it the right way, there we go. If you can catch it there. MobileRoadie.com. And what you can do with this is you log in. In fact, you can even try a demo without paying anything. You can create an application and not have to do anything with programming. You don't have to program anything. You can just say, here's what I want it to do. So for me, what I wanted was an ability to get to my community. I wanted a way to get my content, more easily to them. I wanted to, give them a chance to be connected with me in other ways and to have an application. So I post all my latest photos here. I post all my latest videos here. And most importantly for me, as someone who creates content, I want to let my community know when I've created something of value to them. So with Mobile Roadie, I can send out what they call push notifications to either Android or iOS devices like iPhone, iPad. So when we upload a new video to YouTube once, twice a day, we will send out a push notification. And so when the user receives that push notification, as I have here from the Locker Room app, if the user taps that push notification, it'll open up the application and then show them the video that we just uploaded.
So let's say I own a little retail shop. Let's call it an ice cream shop or
Right.
something. And you could shoot a little video and say, hey, it's Joe at the ice cream shop. We just got some great new Tutti Frutti stuff, and it's really awesome.
See.
And they could upload it, and boom, it goes out to everybody's phones. And they're like, Tutti Frutti? I haven't had that since I was 7 years old.
It's key. And that's the value of having the applications that push. Like you could pay a service to do text messaging to people, and some
Sure.
people do, and that's fine. But sending push notifications will be a hell of a lot cheaper or in the long run, and potentially scale. You'll have an application you can control that people can use, and you can design it from stem to stern, how it looks, how it works, what's in there.
Now, will they have had to have downloaded my app?
Oh yeah, of course.
Okay, so you got to get them. You got to get
Oh,
them
but
to get
that's
the app.
yeah, but come on, you set
No,
up
I
a, little,
totally
a
understand
QR
that.
code at the store
Yeah,
or whatever.
okay,
So here's an
great.
example: Tutti Frutti ice cream or whatever. If that person, the owner says, "We just got new Tutti Frutti in. If you show us this, the application on your phone, you'll get 50% off or whatever it is.
Buy
You've
one, get
created
one
value.
free.
Right,
Yeah,
whatever
yeah.
it is
Oh, that's
to
a
drive
great
them back
idea.
in. You send them that push notification. You reinforce the behavior, and you generate a lot of interest. So the way that I use, and again, I want to talk about that platform because I'm a geek. I can't program worth anything, right? This allowed me to get to let's see how many people. I have 22,000 people who've downloaded my application, who have it installed, that when I send out a push notification, they get it. And so
it's not a matter if they stumble on your page or something like that. They get it.
They get it because they've opted into receiving those push notifications. So that is absolutely key to staying fresh, to staying relevant. The fact that you can, with the service, they will manage the Android binary, the application, as well as the iOS or the iPhone binary for you. And then depending on what services you want added in there, if there are value adds, you can pay money or pay extra money. But just in terms of getting in there and getting an application, this is a great starting point because it takes no technical expertise whatsoever. And the value of having that push notification, now when I do something live on YouTube, I set it to be scheduled to go out at a certain time and say, hey, I'm unboxing a new iPhone, and you tap here and you can jump right to the video. That is extremely valuable. That is the number one reason to have an application. Now, why would a user want to always have that application installed on their phone? That's the second question you have to be able to answer before you can give it. To a vendor who's got ice cream, well, it's letting them know every time.
I'd be thinking, I'm going to be so fat if I download this ice cream.
Here's the thing. Every one of those push notifications, I have to make sure has a value to the person who's getting it. Otherwise, it's just spam, and they're going to turn it off, and you don't want that. So every push that you send out, you want to have an attachment. You're like, hey, dude, show them this push, and you get 50% off if you walk in today. A huge customer retention tool in an application. And so when my value, what I will do in a lot of the videos that I create on YouTube, if I have, first of all, I tell them, hey, if you download this application, you'll get access or easier access to everything that we're doing inside of my universe. But I also have the ability in Mobile Roadie to have a top users section. So the people who are using it the most. So what I will do is I might pick up the phone and say, our top user today is Grace Believer. Thank you, Grace Believer, for downloading the application and trying it, so they get their name in lights, right? Cool. They get they get that engagement. And I haven't done a lot of the heavier promotion with the tool because I've been waiting for a few updates specifically for the geekier crowd. But it really works, if only to get push notifications in front of that user if there's an extreme value of having that push notification.
No cost to that.
No, there is a cost. You can try it. It depends on your tier. So
what ballpark are you going to be able to get in? Let's say that somebody just wants to send little videos that push out to their clientele.
Oh, basic. See here, mobile app. Hang on. See, they'll mobile website. It's free, so you can add that, or X dollars a month. See, it depends on what you're doing or what you're spending.
Can you get it as little as $10 a month, $30 a month?
I'm trying to. Gosh, to me, it's like I know I need this service, so like I'm like.
Well, they can go. I think
I want to say it's the tier I'm at is right around $1,000 a year. Oh. And so that was, to me, to get the features that I was looking for. It was reasonable because how much would it normally cost me if I was sending out text messages as much as I was sending out?
But you're paying 4 cents. You're paying what would that be? 4 cents
per user.
4 cents per user.
Right. So
per year.
Yeah, you think about the marketing costs, and so I was willing to outlay a certain amount of cash, thinking, okay, because I could also potentially find sponsors or throw this as a value to sponsors to be able to generate revenue beyond what it is.
That's a great.
So unfortunately, I don't have the exact pricing, but you could. The key is to tailor what it is to what you want, and then you could scale into the pricing. But here's the thing: even at $1,000 a year, it's still hella cheaper than hiring a developer, managing a developer, getting an application that you're looking for, having the features that you want, and that's the thing you got to think about. Yeah. Even if you're looking at, my cousin can do it for free, I'm like, well,
which is going to cost you long.
It's going to cost you in the long run. So you've got to think about those things, and if nothing else, I believe you can try it for free without committing to anything whatsoever. They want you trying the application just to see how easy it is for you to build.
I'm going to go home and try it.
Give it a shot. Yeah. It's worth trying. It's worth thinking about. If you know what your audience is going to want, what value they're going to receive by using that application. You can decide to charge for the app. You can make it free. You can decide all that for you. You can run ads in it. You can not run ads in it. It's completely up to you. They just give you the platform to put it together.
Wow, awesome.